And just like that, it has happened. U.S. regulators have given full approval to the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Happened Monday morning as expected. This milestone may lift public confidence in the vaccine, may not. But one thing it is definitely going to do, and that is set the stage for potential vaccine mandates. Obviously, the country is battling the most contagious coronavirus mutant yet. And the vaccine made by Pfizer and its partner BioNTech now carries the strongest endorsement that the country can grant from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. So they say that they have never before had so much evidence to judge a shot's safety. I don't even understand how that's possible. The amount of time that they've had to look at is shorter than any amount of time taken. But nonetheless, more than 200 million Pfizer doses have already been administered in the country. I heard once someone say, how can they have more doses being administered than people in the country? And that's because people take 2 doses of the Pfizer thing. Some folks just want to disagree automatically. I don't want to disagree off the top, but what I do want is the powers that be, whether it's doctors, whether it's politicians, to understand that the public's trust has been shaken because a lot of different things that have been said contradict other things that have been said quickly. And there's very rarely any conversation about how we got to those points. According to the FDA, acting commissioner Janet Woodcock, the public can be very confident that this vaccine meets the high standards for safety, effectiveness, and manufacturing qualities the FDA requires of an approved product. It's a very carefully crafted statement. Today's milestone puts us one step closer to altering the course of this pandemic in the United States, the acting FDA commissioner said. So while America becomes the first country to fully approve the shot, according to Pfizer and the CEO, in a statement, he hoped that the decision will help increase confidence in our vaccine, as vaccination remains the best tool we have to protect our lives. So many of you know that U.S. vaccinations kind of bottomed out over the summer, back in July, to be exact. The Delta variant has a lot of folks in hospital beds. Shots are on the rise again with the added media push that's going to come from this approval. That may even increase even more. So with 1 million of shots given on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, just over half of the country's population is fully vaccinated with one of the country's 3 options, Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson. So the FDA, these actions today are definitely going to spur more vaccine mandates by companies, universities, schools, and some local government. Earlier this month, New York City, New Orleans, San Francisco all imposed proof of vaccination requirements for restaurants, bars, and other indoor venues. Even though the vaccine does not stop you from passing or getting it, many folks are believing this is the only way to go. So, I guess some people can believe this. I mean, mandating things, becomes easier when you have full approval. But that's not going to convince everybody. It's not going to convince everybody. And it's been a very small amount of time. Even after hundreds of millions of shots, serious side effects such as chest pain and heart inflammation in teens and young adults, they said is exceedingly rare. The FDA says this. Effectiveness 6 months tracking this Pfizer original study shows that the vaccine remained 97% protective against severe COVID-19. Severe. But of course, you can still pass it. You can still get it. But they're saying it's not going to be that severe. There's always changes in the language. There's always the moving of the goalposts. And that is one of the main things that makes some folks hesitant. Vaccine hesitant is already prepared very quickly. It's already the constant moving of the goalpost. So there has to be more done to convince Americans that this is safe. Some people off the board, whatever the government says, some people are just going to do. Other folks feel differently. The FDA is already allowing emergency use of a third dose for either Pfizer or Moderna. For people with severely weakened immune system, the waters are going to get muddy here. The waters are going to get really, really muddy. For everybody else who has received the vaccine, the Biden administration is planning ahead for booster shots starting this fall if the FDA and the CDC agree, which they have not just yet. Speaking of the president, he was very, very quick to voice his support for what has happened with regards to the FDA and the president talking to Americans earlier today.
Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, announced it is fully concluded. It's a thorough, independent scientific review. After a strict process, the FDA has reaffirmed its findings that the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective, and the FDA has given its full and final approval.
So that's what it is. President doubling down. And I just believe it. Vaccine mandates are on the way, even more than what we've already seen. Have you seen enough yourself? Are you convinced? Are you ready to take this leap of faith, this shot? Are you ready to do that? Have you seen enough? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Of course, FDA approving the first in what will probably be several vaccine for COVID-19 record time. It was created in record time. The approval has come in record time. And your government officials are hoping that you have seen enough to get the shot in the arm.